So my name is Raja Ramesh. Give me a minute. I will record this session. Yes. Yeah. So my name is Raja Ramesh. I have 16 years of experience into the IT and 10 years of experience into the cloud platforms journey. So in this session, I am going to cover about the Google Cloud Platform with Terraform. And most of you know the cloud platforms buzz in jobs market. So everywhere you find the DevOps engineer, cloud engineer, cloud solution architect like this. The jobs are you're getting into the Naukri and LinkedIn. So if you are audible and if you are visible my screen, please type yes.
Yeah, it's audible and we can see your
Yeah, thank you.
screen.
So if you have any queries, please unmute and ask the queries in the middle of the session. Okay. So I'm continuing the session. This session is mainly focusing on the cloud computing platform. So that cloud computing platform is the Google Cloud platform. So what we can cover in this demo session. So whatever the what is the cloud computing and how the cloud computing service models are working. What are the cloud deployment modules and introduction to Google Cloud platform, about the regions and zones and Google Cloud Platform services and benefits. And the one of the service we are looking, that is a Google Cloud Compute Engine. And after that, what is the use of Terraform? What is the importance of the Terraform with the cloud platform? And how we can use it, the Terraform, that we can looking into this demo session. So the first one, so when you are looking thinking about the cloud computing, you need to think the olden days. Olden days means in the previous 80s, 90s period. So when the customer wants to deploy an application, he want to provide a e-commerce application, he want to provide a healthcare application to the customers. So he is connecting with the one of the company. The company people will develop and host the application into the one of the server. So at the time, the application is serving from the company side. They are organizing one of the server, and the server is deploying the application. The application utilized by the end user customers. So at the time, the company purchased the one of the server. The server is having all the necessity equipment like whatever the CPU and memory and storage capacity and networking capabilities. To manage these are all services, manpower is required and space is required and investment is required. So these type of services we are getting from the cloud platform. So the third party vendors like Amazon, Google and Microsoft, we can call it as the Azure. So these are all top companies are providing the services, and the customers are utilizing the services, just paying the money. So cloud computing invented by the utilizing a service from third party vendor, and we are paying the money as per our utilization. So if you are utilizing the services for 1 month, you are paying the charges for 1 month. So no need to invest the money. No need to invest the money on manpower. So everything will be taken care by the cloud vendors. We are calling as a cloud vendors. Those who are providing the services, the people, the companies we are calling as a cloud vendors. So cloud computing is the delivery of computing services like storage, databases, software, infrastructure, and networking services. Everything they will provide, the customers are utilizing, and the end user customers are utilizing the services, and customers are using different type of services, whatever their requirement. Everything is available in the cloud platform. So this is a simple word. So if you are looking into the next slide, yeah, yes. So this slide will be explaining you how the before cloud platform deployment and after cloud platform deployment. So if we are going with this slide discussion, I'm sharing my complete screen. Maybe it is, yeah. Yes, right now presentation is visible. Presentation mode. I'm not. Yes. So the companies, when the client came meet the customer, sorry, the client meets to the company people will establish a data center. We are calling it the data center. The data center will configure with the CPU. Today we are discussing about the one core CPU and two core CPU like that. The previous old and is also they are calculating the how much the traffic will utilize the application. Based on that, the CPU will be determined and they will configure the CPU. And based on the CPU, they are taking the memory configuration. The application, how much the memory configuration utilized by the application side. So the memory is also defined in that server. So CPUs we can call it as one core CPU and two core CPU, and memory we are calling as a 32 GB, 64 GB memory. RAM we are calling as a simple RAM. So that RAM is defined. Then after, how much space is required to host the application? Application means, for example, we are deploying an application, Java application. So how much space is required as a 1 GB data or 2 GB space data, or whatever the data is consumed by the application side, the application storage space also they will provide the server. So then after, the server will provide different type of applications. They will host the virtualization software. So the virtualization software they will configure on the server. So the server will host different type of application, not only one customer one application. So different type of applications and different customers. So they are investing money means the server will capable to handle the different type of applications. So the virtualization software will give the option to host the multiple applications. And after that, operating system. So we have different type of applications. Operating systems are available in the market. The Linux and Windows Server, the most popular operating system. So whatever the client requirement, whatever the company side people is suggested, so based on that, so the operating system is provided on the database, sorry, the server. After that, once the application is developed, the application is developed on the Java, or the application is developed on the .NET framework, or is there any other framework, they need to install the runtime engine software. If you are develop the application into the Java, so you need to install JRE, Java Runtime Engine. The JRE software will be helpful to run the application, and the software will handle the application requests and responses. For that purpose, we need to install the Java runtime or runtime softwares. And some of the applications we need to handle middleware applications. For example, WebLogic and websites, we need to install the middleware softwares. At the time we are using middleware softwares. And finally, the application. So whatever the developers are develop the application need to deploy on the server. And application requires database, you need to deploy the database also. Database server you need to install, and you need to connect the database with the application. The application is running successfully. Once the application and database is required, so we need to provide the networking capabilities. If the application is serving to the throughout the world, you need to configure the internet gateway opens, and internally you need to configure the networking, so to access the server. So everything you need to do. So these are all activities we are doing on the server before cloud on-premises deployment. This is called as the on-premises deployment, and we need to take care all these activities on the server. So what the manpower is required? So if you are looking the operating system and sorry, the infrastructure need to manage by the infrastructure engineers. We need to recruit the infrastructure engineers. They will look out the CPU configuration, memory configuration, what are the storage space is required. If required, the storage space is sufficient, or we need to increase that type of activities. They will take care of the infrastructure hardware engineers. And the software configuration, we require a system engineer. The Linux administration, Windows administration, you need to recruit a system engineer, and he will take care of the uh, administration capabilities. And application side, app developers, these are all main developers. They building the application, and database engineer required to hold the database without any issue, because database traffic is coming and database server need to up. Sometimes it will go so down. So the database engineer will take care of that, and he will resolve the issues. Or database engineer is required. And for networking capabilities, networking engineer required. So this is the one of the server, and based on the server capacity, 3 or 4 applications are running. The end user customers are utilizing the services. But in 2000 afterwards, so the services are increasing, the end user customers are increasing. First, we are configured the application for 1 million user. After that, the 10 million users are using the application. And at the time, again, we need to invest the money, and we need to invest the manpower, and we need to invest the time, and we need to invest one more server. This one more server we need to establish because of huge traffic is coming. End users are increasing, so the services need to increase. So at the time we are purchasing one more server, and we are scaling the application between two servers or multiple servers. So this is a common activity for an application. This is before cloud we are doing. The company people will managing the application between different servers. They are doing the scaling. They are managing the load balancing. These are all activities they are doing regularly. So here the cost is increasing. So the cost is increasing means we are investing money on the servers, and we are investing money on the manpower. So to reduce these cost and time and cost on money, sorry, cost on time and cost on manpower, we need to schedule it, and we need to decrease the cost, or we need to reduce the cost for the customer side. So the cloud computing is introduced. The cloud computing platforms are providing flexible services. No need to configure the server. The manpower is not required. So infrastructure hardware engineering is not required. Cloud platform is providing the services. Just you need to utilize it and pay the money. So whatever the server is required, you need today one core CPU, 32 GB RAM, 100 GB storage space, and tomorrow you required 5 core CPU, 8 core CPU, and 128 GB RAM and 1 terabyte of storage space. Just you can select the machine and utilize it. So that is the beauty of the cloud platform. So the cost in this, what are the advantages? Cost is reducing, time is very less utilization for that. So no need to configure all the software, so no need to configure all the steps one by one. And the cloud platform will provide all the options. Just you need to select it and utilize it. So there is no software installation is required, hardware configuration is required, and networking configuration is required. So the cloud platform will provide all the options. Just select one by one and utilize it, and in less time, and it is possible in the cloud platform. So cost is reduced means almost the client will be happy, and end users also happy to utilize the services without any interruption. because they are utilizing the different type of servers, multiple servers they will configure, and the load balancing will be happen, the auto scaling mechanism will be applied on the servers, so end users will be utilizing the servers without any interruption. And most of the services in automation mechanism, so we are not doing again and again. So for example, DevOps, the application and database, these two will be handled by the app developers, database engineers. So olden days they are doing the application deployment in different mechanisms. They are doing the copy paste mechanism, and they are doing the batch jobs execution mechanism. But right now DevOps is taking care of the continuous integration, continuous deployment. Once they develop the code, they'll run the pipeline job. Immediately the code will be transferred to the different type of servers. Between these deployment, there's code validation and scanning and deployments. Everything will be built on the pipeline. So the DevOps mechanism will handle the deployments from developer to end of the server. So that is the automation. And automation is also managing for the infrastructure. So if you have requirement of 100 servers, just you need to utilize some of the tools, automation tools, to create the servers without any issue. Just you need to write the script and execute the script. The 100 servers will be created in couple of minutes with the default configuration. Whatever the configuration you are defined in the script, based on the script, the automation will be created the servers on the cloud platform. So these are the benefits in the cloud platform. That's why most of the customers are moving into the cloud platform. So the cloud platforms are AWS, Azure, and GCP. So AWS is a old cloud vendor. They are providing different type of the services, and they are into the market leader. And Azure also coming into the market, and Azure also providing different the same type of services, and more than that the additional services also provided. And Google Cloud Platform, the advantage of the Google Cloud Platform, most of the customers are utilizing Google services. So with that exposure, and Google Cloud Platform are more into the data, more into the container services mechanism. So that is with that exposure, some of the clients are moving into the GCP, and cost effective also. Comparing with the AWS and Azure, Google Cloud charges are little bit less. So with these advantages, the GCP is improving and going into the top level. So since 2 years, this is a 2024, since 2022 onwards, the Google Cloud market is increasing rapidly, and most of the customers are looking into the GCP platform. So we have different type of services and different type of advantages is available in the GCP. So that is the reason most of the customers are moving and diverting into the Google Cloud platform. So is it clear how the cloud platform is invented and what is the advantages and features available in the cloud platform? If you have any queries, please ask in the chat, or you can unmute and ask the doubts. No doubts? Okay. So please be interactive, because I'm completely not getting any responses from your side. This is an interactive session, so I'm expecting more interactive session from your side. Yeah, this is a before cloud on-premise deployment is discussed. So then after next. So what are the different service models provided by the cloud computing? There are two type of services available. One is the IaaS, infrastructure as a service, one is the platform as a service, and one is the software as a service. So if you are looking at the slide, the left side column is providing all the layers of the infrastructure, operating system, application side layers. So if you are deployed an application into the one of the server, on-premises server, you need to manage all the layers by the human. So one of the engineer need to take care of the networking, and one of the engineers to manage the storage, servers management, and one of the engineer will manage the operating system and software configuration. And application developers or deployment managers or production engineers, they will take care of the application and data. That is the one of the column is we can call it as the on-premises column will taken care of by the individually. So this is on-premises section. So if you are moving on the cloud platform, you need to choose which service model is suitable for your application. So the first one is the IaaS, infrastructure as a service. So the bottom four layers will be managed by the cloud vendors. They will provide the networking capabilities, they will provide the storage services, they will provide the server configurations and servers, and they will do the virtualization. So these four will be managed by cloud vendor, and we are selecting the options and we are utilizing the services as per our requirement. You don't need to think about the how the server is running. They will take care of that. The server they will manage properly whatever your requirement, like 2 CPU 32 GB RAM for example. So they will provide the services as per 2 CPU and 32 GB RAM machine to you, and you need to utilize that machine. So that machine is we are utilizing through internet. So that machine we can call it as a virtual machine. So that is not a physical machine, that is a virtual machine. You need to create the machine wherever you want. So your customers are based in US region, you need to select the machine, you need to create the machine in the US region. Your customers are located in Australia, your customers are mostly coming from Australia, you need to select a Sydney region, we are calling it as a region, Sydney region, and you need to create the machine in Sydney region nearby the Australia. So why these two locations? Why different locations? So the locations will be serving the application with lesser time or latency will be less. The end user customer will get easy access of the application. So the cloud computing, one of the advantages, wherever your customers are located, you need to select the location and deploy your virtual machine. On the virtual machine, you need to deploy your application. So these four layers will be managed by the cloud vendor, and after that you have a flexible option. The top five layers you need to manage from your end. You need to recruit a cloud engineer. The cloud engineer will taken care by the top five layers. So he will select the operating system, the Linux, the Windows version 2012, 2015, 2022 server, data center edition, normal edition, enterprise edition. They will take care of that. You need to have a flexibility to choose an operating system. And middleware software, runtime software, you need to have an option to install whatever your requirement. JDK 1.2, JDK 1.8, JDK any other version. .NET Framework 3.0, .NET 4 Framework 4.0, like that, you need to install any type of software as per your requirement. And your application developers develop the application, the database engineer will configure the database. So the two layers will be handled by your application team. The application developers will be develop the application, but the application team have the deployment managers. They will deploy the application in different methods. They will do the CI/CD deployment through CI/CD. Maybe they will do the deployments with any other mechanism. So you have a flexible options for the top five layers: application, data, runtime, and middleware and operating system. This column we are calling as a IaaS. This servicing model is having more flexible to the end user, sorry, clients. We are calling it the clients. Client means those who are providing the application, those who are owner of the application. So he is having an option to manage all the operating system and runtime middleware software and application and data. So IaaS is the more flexible layer. So everyone will select this IaaS to manage all these 5 layers. But client wants, I don't need any management from my side or company side. I don't want to invest more money. The IaaS will be charging little bit more money. So I don't want to invest more money. I need to deploy an application and database. Backend software, I don't want to manage, and backend infrastructure, I don't want to manage. Automatically, it need to manage. So at the time, the company people suggest platform as a service is the best one. You need to deploy your application without any issue. Just you need to select the infrastructure, you need to select the middleware runtime softwares, and you need to deploy your application. So in this advantage is the infrastructure automatically managed by the cloud vendors. When the customer end users are increasing, today 1 million users are using the application, tomorrow 10 million users are using the application. So we are not managing any application infrastructure, we are not managing any software, everything will be managed by the cloud vendors. So they will provide the option to choose to deploy your application. They will manage the applications, they will manage the infrastructure, and we are not having any option to manage the infrastructure and softwares in our hand. So simple, you need to deploy application and data. The application and data or database will running successfully without any issue, whatever the traffic is coming. So here the some of the advantages is auto scaling mechanism, load balancing mechanism will taken care of by the cloud vendors, and we are calling as a automated mechanism or elasticity. Infrastructure is automatically increasing. Today 2 CPU core is utilizing for your application. Tomorrow it is automatically increasing 8 CPU core. Just you need to pay the charges whatever the utilization is happening for your application. That is a platform as a service. These two models, deploying an application from the customer side and the end users are utilizing the application. But the third one is the SaaS, software as a service. A software as a service, one of the simple model, the different type of companies will provide the services for their application related. Application related means, for example, you want a antivirus software for your servers or your services. Just you can take a subscription for the antivirus from the cloud platform and utilize it. Just pay the money. You don't have any option to select the hardware, select the infrastructure, select the operating system, and all the layers will be managed by the cloud vendor and the company people only. So you need to select it for utilization, just subscribe it and use it. Just like a mobile SIM. Take a mobile SIM and whatever the plan you require for the data or for the calls, for the messages, select a plan and utilize it. Multiple telecom vendors are available. Based on your utilization, you need to pay the money. Software as a service, software as a service very easy to utilize as software applications. If you want to utilize one of the business application like Tally or SAP application, take a subscription, utilize the services. Whenever you required, you want to stop, you can stop it. Whenever is required, you can start the service, utilize it. So here the customer only utilizing the services, but in the cloud engineer side, the company people side, company manpower side, there is no option to manage the services like infrastructure management, application management. They don't have any flexibility. The company people like different McAfee is providing the antivirus, SAP providing some of the enterprise applications, and some of the HRMS applications are running on the SaaS platform. Outlook is running on the SaaS platform. previous olden days we are purchasing the Outlook, we are purchasing the Office software. Right now you need to utilize a subscription model of 365. The Microsoft 365 will be, so between these three service models, SaaS is very less charges and PaaS will be little bit high through the SaaS, and IaaS is little bit more than PaaS and SaaS. So three service models. These three service models are available on the cloud platform, and you need to select which service model is suitable for your application. So based on that, you need to utilize the service model, and you can deploy the application, and you can utilize the infrastructure. Okay, coming to the next slide. The cloud deployment models, we have multiple deployment models. So we are calling it a public cloud. Public cloud is the one of the service model. So you need to select the cloud platform services. The services are available to you and others also. The infrastructure will be sharing by the different people. So public cloud means the services will be shareable, and many of the customers, many of the clients will sharing same infrastructure and same type of services. That is called as the public cloud. Public cloud is some of the common applications like websites and not enterprise applications. Most of the normal applications are utilizing the public cloud platform. So they will utilize the common infrastructure and they will utilize the common services for their applications. So here it is little bit security is less, and we can call it as a sharing model. Sharing model services are available on the public cloud. And private cloud. Private cloud means this is entirely private space. This is entirely private space. So all the customers will get their own space. The services are available to you only. Single tenant services, like you are utilizing a private cloud model. The services are available to you, and security is a little bit high. If you are running an enterprise applications, you need to select the private cloud model, and the databases, the applications running in your space. You can call it as a private cloud. And some customers are thinking to run the applications on different models like public cloud and private cloud. So the websites are running on the public cloud services, and the databases, the sensitive information, the services like infrastructure, the server, and the storage capacity, the databases are running on the private cloud space. So both they will utilize. So that is called as a hybrid cloud. Hybrid cloud utilizing public cloud, private cloud, both services, and sometimes on premises also they will use for their services. They will store the data on premises, but the application is running on the cloud platform. So for their security purpose, they will select these models, and that will be configured on different platforms. Like on premises is holding the database server, but the website or web applications are running on cloud platforms. That will configure in networking mechanism, and we are calling as a hybrid cloud. And community cloud is managing by some of the enthusiastic developers. They will create, they will do some of the experiments, and the experiment will be introduced and developed on the cloud platforms, and they will utilize these community cloud platforms, and they will create new applications or new ideas, and they will share with others, and that will be running on community cloud platforms. And recently multi-cloud platform is increasing because clients are using multi-cloud platforms, and they are deploying their application into the multi-cloud platform. If any issues happen with the one of the cloud platform, cloud vendor, the services will not stop. The other cloud platform will serve the application without any interruption. So this is the beauty of the multi-cloud platform. Means right now our application mainly running on the Google Cloud platform. And also we are running the same type of application configuration into the other cloud platform like Azure and AWS. So without any interruption, so we can run the application, and at the time we need to select the multiple cloud platforms. Recently Azure having one of the region is having some issue, so that's why the entire services will be stopped. So with that type of issues, so most of the customers are looking multi-cloud platforms deployment. The application is deployed into the multi-cloud platforms and it is running on the different cloud platforms. So our main aim is how to utilize the Google Cloud Platform. So Google Cloud Platform is providing all the different type of services, whatever we have the requirements, like virtual machines, storage capabilities, and database services, machine learning, AI capabilities, enterprise applications, and container services. All the services are available. Yes, you need to select, you need to build your application, and you need to deploy on the Google Cloud Platform. And Google Cloud Platform having multiple advantages. If you see, cost effective, very less cost, and highly scalable. Scalable means you need to increase the infrastructure without any interruption. And right now you are selected for one of the small server, and tomorrow if you require big server, you can change the server configuration. So the options are available. Custom machine types. So if you want only particular CPU, core CPU, for example, you want 5 core CPU and you want 30 core CPU, you need to select the CPU configuration, and you whatever the memory is required, 32 GB or 64 GB or 128 GB memory, you can select the memory capacity and build the machine. The machine is contains the CPU and memory based on your configuration. So that option is available. And Google Cloud Platform is providing the Internet of Things also, the services available, and artificial intelligence services also available. You can utilize it, and different type of API services available in the Google Cloud Platform like APG. APG is providing different type of APIs to utilize the third-party application integration. So if you want to integrate third-party applications with the cloud platform, you can integrate with API services. And most important service from the Google Cloud Platform, big data. There is huge data is classifying with the different platforms using analytics services. So big data analytics is one of the advantage of the Google Cloud Platform. So big data analytics services also available. And already I told you AI services are available. And one of the concept we are calling is serverless. So no need to manage the server. The server will run automatically. Server will handle all the requests. That is called as a serverless services. So these are all features available on the Google Cloud Platform. Based on your requirement, based on your application requirement, you need to utilize it. The Google Cloud Platform having 40 plus regions. Region means one of the physical location. So the location contains the zones will contain the data centers. We are calling as a data center means one of the large space. The large space will providing the services, and the space, the zone we are calling as a zone. You need to select the zone and create a virtual machine that is virtually available to you, but the physical hardware will be available inside the zone. So the zones, if you are selecting one region, 3 plus zones are available. One of the region contains 3 plus zones. So 40 plus zones are available all over the world. Based on your customers or clients, you need to select a region, and you need to provide your services at that region. US region, US having multiple regions, and Australia having couple of regions, Melbourne and Sydney, and India is having Mumbai and Delhi, two regions. One region contains 3 plus zones. And with that configuration, some of the additional configurations are networking edge locations, we can call it, and the services are available all over 200 plus countries all over the world. 200 plus countries are available. And these regions or zones are keep on increasing. They will plan for schedule a region, and they will implement the region. And the if the region is available means your services are increasing at that location. And the charges also different with the region wise. And US is having that charges for that location, like dollar wise charges, and India is having of Indian rupees. They will charge the Indian rupees, and the charges will be little bit vary. And coming to the next slide, yeah, services. So in the Google Cloud platform, so already we discussed there are different features are available. If you're configure a virtual machine, you need to select the compute engine service. Compute engine is one of the service. That service will be providing the virtual machines. You need to create n number of virtual machines with the fraction of seconds. Just you need to select the machine configuration, and the machine will be created. And if you want to do other service utilization of the other services, you can select what are the services required for your application side, your customer side. You need to select the services. These are the top services I am listed in this slide. Compute engine provide the virtual machines. Kubernetes engine will have a handle the container scaling mechanism, and app engine is providing the platform as a service. Just you need to deploy an application through app engine. And cloud storage will providing the storage space. 100 GB, maybe 1 terabyte, maybe 30 terabyte data is available on the cloud storage. And database services is available on the Cloud SQL. And BigQuery is one of the service for analytics. And PubSub for the event-driven messaging service. If you want to utilize the messaging system, a real-time messaging system, you need to utilize the PubSub. Cloud Spanner, one of the service. The service is manage the database. Automatically, it will scaling the databases and managed database services. We are utilizing under Cloud Spanner. The most important service is IAM, Identity Management. So whatever the service you want to utilize, you need to get the access of the application, access of the server. You need to manage through IAM, Identity Access Management. So you will provide the accessibility through IAM service. All the services will be managed by the IAM service. Very granular permissions we are providing to all the services, read-only services, view and create, delete, different type of permissions we can provide using IAM. IAM is the heart of the all the services. Based on your accessibility, you will get the permissions, and based on the permissions, you can utilize the services. And stack driver, right now the stack driver keyword is not available. We are calling it a monitoring studio. And the stack driver is providing the monitoring and logging mechanism. If you are utilizing virtual machines, you are deployed in applications, all the infrastructure and all the applications need to monitor, and we need to log the information. Different type of dashboards we need to create. So which region customers are utilizing my application, and what the applications services are provided to the end users. Maybe e-commerce site, if is orders or products are which category products we are serving. So everything you need to manage by the logging mechanism. The logging will be connected with the analytics service. The analytics will be created different type of dashboards. And infrastructure, maybe if any issues happen, we need to find out the issue. So the infrastructure logging is also important. Everything is available in the stack driver or monitoring services. DNS mechanism managed by the DNS. And if you're to do the load balancing mechanism, your application is increasing, you need to do the load balancing mechanism. And at the time, you need to configure multiple servers, and you need to divert the traffic based on your application. So you need to utilize the load balancing mechanism. So the services are available in the load balancing mechanism. So the important topic is security. For infrastructure side, for application side, for database side, everything requires security. So you need to utilize the security services. In that, one of the important services, Cloud Armor. Cloud Armor is mainly focusing on the application security. And if you have web applications, you need to configure the Cloud Armor, and that Cloud Armor will be handle the security services for your application. And if you want to connect one or more networks, you're running a application on premises, or you want to migrate the application from on premises to cloud platform, you need to create a network, so that network will be secure. So we are calling as a VPN. The VPN services are available, and you need to connect the network secure wise, and you can transfer the data from through the network, not from through the network, from source to destination. If it is on premises, if you want to do the migrating an application from on premises, your application running on premises, tomorrow you are migrating the application into the cloud platform. So you need to connect the on-premises to cloud platform using VPN mechanism and transfer the data over the VPN. So these are all some services listed here. You can utilize these services based on your requirement. The first service we are calling as a compute engine. Compute engine is one of the core service. The compute engine will provide the virtual machine. The virtual machine contains different type of configuration like CPU, memory, storage space, operating system, and connectivity mechanism, and accessibility mechanism. So these are all will be handled in the service, compute engine service. So that is a core service. If you want to create a virtual machine, you need to utilize the compute engine service. So these are we can call it as a core service. So without virtual machine, we can't do any action. So you can create a virtual machine under the compute engine service. So these are some options how we are using the compute engine. So the first left side, if you see new VM instance, if you want to create a VM instance, you need to select the VM instance, and that VM instance will give some options like which region is required, which zone is required. You need to select the region name and zone name. These are all defined by the cloud vendor. And the second image is here you need to select the which type of machine is required for your application. You can see this image here. Series models are available, and CPU configuration is available, and memory configuration is available. Under E2, 0.25 core to 32, and 1 GB memory to 128 GB memory is available. Based on your requirement, you can select the CPU and memory. And based on your utilization, the charges will be displaying on the one of the panel. How much the charges will be applicable for the monthly usage. For this machine, this is not selected machine. Here it is a 2 CPU, 4 GB memory. So if you are selected this machine, for 1 month charge, it is $24. So multiple options are available based on your selection. So the charges will be showing on one of the panel. So you need to select if it is suitable, you can utilize it. If you are using this machine continuously, 750 hours, 1 month, 750 hours will be calculated. So 750 hours will, the charges will be $25. So immediately you will get the charges information. Maybe it is suitable for you or not, you need to select. This is one of the example, the compute engine level. So basic, which more option we need to select, and what are the basic options are available. So you need to choose the options. So until we are discussed the info cloud platform services, the final session about the Terraform. So once you are selected a cloud platform, if you want to build a infrastructure, you need to invest time. If you want to create a 10 virtual machines, means you need to select the 10 options, so 10 machine options, and create it. The creation process is taking 1 to 2 minutes, but selecting the options will taking care of the 30 minutes, maybe 1 hour. You need to select the CPU, you need to select the memory, you need to select the storage space, connectivity mechanism, the permissions, everything you need to take care of that. So these are all required as a time required process. If you have 100 machines, you need to sit in the weekends also. So that is one of the disadvantages. And if you want to manage multiple environments, dev environment, QA environment, or stage or production environment. So if you have multiple environment requests, so it is difficult to handle the environments and you need to recruit the manpower and scale up, scale down. Maybe you are increasing the server capabilities or capacity. So sometimes one server you can do with the documentation, it will help. But if you want to do multiple servers, if anything wrong happens, again you need to do one by one, step by step. You need to find out the issue and you need to implement one by one. So these are all time taking process. And monitoring logging also implementation for multiple servers, multiple machines, multiple services, it will take time. And management of the services and repeat based. Already I told you, if any issues happen, again you need to start from zero. So to avoid these type of activities, the cloud platform is managed by the automation mechanism. We are calling as infrastructure as a service. So infrastructure as a service, there are many tools are available. The one of the best tool we are calling as a Terraform. Terraform is a tool to manage the infrastructure without any issue, and you can write a small script and run the script. The services will be created and the services will be executed on the cloud platform. Terraform will support major cloud platforms, around 32 plus of the platform vendors: AWS, Azure, GCP, and some of the other DigitalOcean, Linode, and OpenStack, some other services also. So all the cloud platform infrastructure will be managed by the Terraform, and very simple to write. It's very easy to execute. Simple, very easy to execute. And the Terraform is one of the best tool to utilize the infrastructure provision. That's why many of the cloud vendors is looking Terraform experts. And the Terraform is also a very simple tool. Just you can see this is one of the code block is available here. If you want to utilize one of the service like Google Cloud, just you need to change the source. Source means here you need to mention Google. Simple. This block is common to all the cloud platforms, all the different, all the services. But just you need to change the source as a Google. This will select Google is the my cloud provider. It will automatically select Google is the my cloud provider. If you define AWS, automatically AWS is my cloud provider. Simple. The next slide, to create an instance means virtual machine. If you want to create a virtual machine, you can use this code block, very small code block, to create 10 machines. No need to select all the machine configuration. Here we are selected machine type is the E2 small. E2 small means in the previous slide we are selected, we are getting one of the configuration of the virtual machine. If you see this series E2, this is the E2 series. The same E2 series machines I want to create for my application side. Just I have given a name as machine type as E2 small. The 10 machines created with the E2 small configuration only. I have defined the zone information, Europe West 1B. That is the zone information. The count, yes,
If we want to create 10 different missions, like of mission, different mission types, then how can we create?
different machines means you need to create different blocks. You need to create the different blocks. So the different blocks will be having the option. Here you will not get the option. Otherwise, you can mention as a if condition. Based on the if condition, you can define the machine types. The condition logic also works. You need to write the if condition. It will take the different type of machines. But you need to define the machine type. Whatever the E2 small, E2 big, like that you need to mention. Okay. And here count will be 10. 10 machines are created with this block. Simple. You are writing count equal to 10. 10 machines are created with this block only. No need to write additional code. And boot disk. You want an operating system for this machine as a Debian 10 operating system. That is a Linux flavor. If you want to create a Linux Debian 10 operating system, you need to select the image name as a Debian 10. So this block will be useful to create the machines, virtual machines on the cloud platform. And how you are executing the Terraform workflow. So once you written a script, you need to execute in different phases. So if you want to create an environment for Terraform, you need to write a script in that repository we are calling, in the directory we are calling. Just you need to create a Terraform repository using Terraform init. Init means the Terraform environment will be created for one of the project. The init will be initialize the necessary connectivity options for the Terraform activities. So Terraform init is the first command, and after that you can write the code. And after writing the code, you need to validate the code. The code is valid for execution. You have any errors, you need to validate Terraform validate command. And the code is validated successfully. Just you can go with the Terraform plan. Terraform plan means it is a dry run execution. Dry run execution means it will not create any infrastructure on the cloud platforms. Just it will run the code and it will show the output. Whatever the services are will be created on the cloud platform, that information will be displayed on the screen. That is a Terraform plan command. And the final, if you are okay with the Terraform plan output, just you can execute a command called Terraform apply. Terraform apply will execute the scripts and it will create the infrastructure on the cloud platform. So the apply is the main command to create the infrastructure on the cloud platform. Once the infrastructure is created, the state will, one of the state file will be created, and the state file will contains what are the services are created. And today you have created a dev environment. Tomorrow the development is completed. You don't need to use the dev environment. At that time you want to destroy all the services. Just you can use the Terraform destroy command. So Terraform destroy command will destroy all the services. So Terraform destroy is the one of the command. So 5 commands if you know, and if you know how to write the Terraform, that's enough to manage the Terraform. Simple 5 commands and how to write the scripting. And in the scripting, that is a on structural or functional scripting model only. There is no oops concepts. There is no critical oops concepts. There is a simple functional programming. You can write the step-by-step coding and step-by-step blocks. It will be executed. And this is a course outline. In the cloud platform, you will get all the major services, hands-on demos and hands-on experience: compute engine, app engine, Kubernetes engine, cloud run, sorry, cloud run, storage, SQL, spanner, AlloyDB, developer tools, management tools, IAM, migration concepts, networking concepts, operations, security, and identity. These are all top services. So these are all covered in the Google Cloud Platform. And what not including the Google Cloud Platform means the database analytical services we are not covering into this course. That is a separate track, because if you want to specialize on the data engineering side, the data engineering services will be covered. So this course is useful for the cloud engineers or cloud solution architects, cloud experts. And with this course outline, additional tools we are using Terraform. Terraform is the infrastructure as a tool, and this Terraform we can how we are executing. Every time we are not typing commands. This is a risky process. So instead of that, we can use GitHub to store the code files and execute the code files using DevOps mechanism. Here also DevOps will come, but the infrastructure pipeline will be built and execute on the cloud platform. So this is not purely DevOps. Application DevOps is not covered here. Only infrastructure DevOps pipelines will be covered here. So Azure DevOps will be utilized for the DevOps pipelines. And also Docker and Kubernetes basics will be covered, because in the Google Cloud Platform, Kubernetes service we are utilizing. For that Kubernetes service, we are using Docker and Kubernetes. And Linux is a major operating system. We are using the Linux operations. So we are providing some sessions on the Linux. And in the Linux, we are using Bash shell also. Few examples are provided Bash shell, how we are utilizing the Bash shell. And the cloud platform we are managing using Terraform, one of the IAC tool, and also we can utilize G Cloud, one of the software SDK tool that is provided by the GCP, Google Cloud Platform, and we will check out the G Cloud commands, how we can utilize the commands also. This is complete course outline. So if you have any queries, let me know. Any queries? And the duration will be 45 days, and the daily 1.5 hour will be the session, and the fees will be 25,000. And if you want to, if you are interested to continue the session, please ping me in WhatsApp, or you can call me on my mobile number. Thanks for the session. If you don't have any queries, I will close the session. Melvin, Hakim, do you have any queries?
Yeah, no, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for the attending the Google Cloud demo session. So if you selected the course, and we will connect in the next session. Thank you.